Okay, I think I got this. Hello everybody, happy Friday night. Welcome to my Zen Den. Let me get that cord out of the way. Okay, welcome to my Zen Den. My name is Mandy Van Havermet and I am an independent demonstrator from Grey Eagle, Minnesota. And I am so happy that you have joined me on my Facebook Live tonight. I kind of am a little late, so I apologize for that if you're joining me live. My night kind of got away from me. It was just kind of one of those days. So I put together a quick demo for you using the Dots and Spots die. That die is going to be carrying over to the next annual catalog, which is really cool. I think it's a die that kind of gets overlooked because it's a standalone die. It means it doesn't have a stamp set that ever went with it necessarily, but it's really a fun one. And so tonight I'm going to be casing a card that I saw from, and I'm sorry if I get the name wrong, Madeline Matrozik. She's from Munich, near Munich, Germany. And I thought it was just a really, really interesting way to use this die. So I've kind of done a little bit of the prep work for the one card already, so you don't have to watch me do all of it. But a first card I'm going to show you is really, really simple. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and we're going to get some stamping. Hold on one second. It is finally springtime here in Minnesota. We had, get this, we had a blizzard this week. If you're not local to me here, we had a blizzard this week, and it was like almost 50 degrees today. It was so beautiful. This weekend it's supposed to be like 60. So excited. You have no idea. We are so over winter. Okay, so here is the Dots and Spots die. Like I said, it is one die. It's just one big die. It is really, really a neat die. And I'm going to show you a trick to you when using this die. Did you know you can run dies through your cut and emboss machine upside down? Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so we've got our two number 3 plates, right? One we kind of keep that's kind of chewed up. That's always the side that the cutting goes towards. And then this nice clearer plate is usually our top plate, right? I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. And there's a reason why I'm doing it. I'm going to put the die, so I'm going to put the I'm going to put my nice clean plate down first, okay? Then I'm going to put my die down onto my clean, nice, newer plate face up. So the cutting side is up. And then I'm going to take my paper. So I'm going to use a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to line it up where I want to. This allows me, so like these lines are straight across, right? So if we were to do it kind of crooked like, it wouldn't necessarily lay right, if you know what I'm saying. So I want these dies to be exact, or these holes to be exactly the same. So I'm going to line that up like that. So I've got my holes here and I've got my holes here. I've not got them, you know, and I'm centered between this up and down like this. And now I'm going to put my yuckier plate on top like that. And so I'm going to run it through my cut and emboss machine like this. So let me show you what I mean. I've got a pile of ink pads there. So I'm going to run it through my cut and emboss machine. And it really makes some fun noise. Okay, so this is how it went through. Now my cutting is on top. And what that did is it made it so that my holes are, number one, straight in relation to the paper, to the edges of the paper. But they're also, if I didn't want holes in one side or what have you. So now I can take that off and my die is cut. It's a really good, it's a neat way to do it. If you're not orientating your die with stamping, it's a really neat way to do that. Okay, so let's make our first card. So I've got a piece of 5. I've got actually 2 pieces of 5 and a quarter by 4 basic white, a basic cardstock, a basic piece of basic white card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored down the center at 4 1/4. We will fold and burnish that. Set that aside. And now I have got 6 strips of cardstock, and they are each 7/8 inch, and I've cut them long. When I do stripe cards, I always cut them long just because then I don't get them off one way or another. It's just my personal preference. If you wanted them to be exact, you could make them 4. But I always use scraps anyhow. So I cut them longer. So here is what we're going to do. I am just going to simply put a lot of adhesive on my regular card base, and I've lined them up. So here's what, I guess I didn't tell you what colors I have. I'm using soft seafoam, fresh freesia, pale papaya on my colors, and I wanted to go for a soft look, a nice kind of pastel. And what I do is to line that first one up, I tip my card base up, and I stick them both on my work surface, and that way I've got a nice even, it's nice and even when I line them up. Okay, so that goes like that. And so now it's super easy to just butt that up against. And now see, this is why I go long, because now I'm not worrying about the edges so much. I'm literally only worried about lining up to get them perfectly lined up this way. And if you're not perfect, this die, this piece is going to hide a lot too. So, and let me tell you, friends, I have been working really hard. Stay tuned. I'm putting the finishing touches on my color clubs, my In Color Club, my new core color club, that will be correlating with the new catalog coming out. So excited. I actually got hard copy catalogs yesterday. So much fun to look at new catalogs. I'm telling you, lots of good stuff coming out. Lots of new in colors coming, or beautiful colors coming out. There's a color refresh. I'm so excited. They're bringing back Pretty Peacock. I'm very happy about it. And Berry Burst. I'm like the happiest stamper in the world right now. So I'm just cutting off these edges that are overhanging. Just like that. So now I've got this really pretty panel. Kind of missed a piece. Don't ask me to cut your hair because I'm going to miss a piece apparently. Okay. So that's all scrap. So now when I put this on, it just peeks through just that beautiful, light, beautiful color. Isn't that fun? Oh, I absolutely love that. So best way to use this is to use our multi-purpose glue. You could use the adhesive sheets, but there's a lot of surface on here to use the glue. Just don't be heavy-handed with it. Just put a little bit in each hole on the edges, solid piece on the edges, and maybe a few on the inside. Like I said, don't be heavy-handed. This glue is phenomenal. It goes a long ways, and you don't need to be crazy. As I'm going crazy. Okay, I'm good. I'm done. Whew. So then we're going to just line that up just like that. And you've got a little bit of wiggle room too with the Tombow glue. Is that not the funnest look ever? So pretty. I absolutely love that. So I'm going to adhere that just to a basic white card base. You know what? Let's find some ribbon. Ribbon makes everything better. Well, sometimes. Oh, do I have one of these open? I'm looking for this ribbon. I'm going to use, let's see here. It is the glittered organdy ribbon, and it's brand new apparently. I'll find the open one later on. You know how that goes. Actually, do I have, let's do this one. This one's better. Let's do the Fresh Freesia. Let's do the Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon. I think this will look better. Also brand new. Not everything is brand new. Probably these 2 rolls. The struggle is real, friends. There we go. Let's make it this way. I'm going to make it this way so that I can tie my ribbon and it doesn't run along one color. Did you see that? Woo! I'm excited tonight. So I just wrap it all the way around and I tie my bow. And I don't get too worried about tying it too tight because I can always fix that on the back side. Don't ever take one of my cards apart. You're not going to be, you're going to be shocked with what you see, because I do take the back side. May not look perfect, but the front side sure does look good, right? And that's what matters when it comes to card making. Okay, so we're going to count that bow as good. Cut off our ends, just like that. So now if it's too loose in the back, what I'll do is I'll tighten it up. I'll grab a piece of double-sided tape, just regular double-sided tape. Even if you don't have double-sided, use regular. Just make sure that your edges are, or your bow is even. There we go. Pull it tight and tape that bad boy down. There we go. Look at how nice and tight that bow is. Oh, it's like I'm perfect. Ha ha ha. Okay, so we're going to adhere that now down to our white card base. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that like this the softest, prettiest card? Okay, so now I am going to use, I've put it somewhere. Here it is. I'm going to use the stamp set Something Fancy, and I want to make this a sympathy card. I think that's a beautiful card for sympathy. I'm going to stamp this on a piece of scrap, basic white. And when I say scrap, I really do mean scrap. So with sympathy, let's go with, since I've got the purple ribbon, or the Fresh Freesia ribbon, I think I'm going to use Fresh Freesia ink, which I have right here. Fresh Freesia is coming into core colors. It's staying, it's not retiring. Yay! It's such a beautiful purple. I love this color of purple. So pretty. I am going to use this right here, that die right there. Should I layer it with a purple? I think I should, with a Fresh Freesia. One moment. I may or may not have thrown the pack of Fresh Freesia on the floor, because I may or may not have been in a hurry. Okay, let's find our scrap, and I'm going to run that as a die also through. So let's find our plates. And so now I am going to flip my plate the other direction. So I'm going to use my cutting plate again on the bottom, because I want to see where I'm lining up my die. So this is why this time I'm going to use my plates this way, whereas before I used the cutting plate on top, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine, put my nice clean plate on top, run that through my cut and emboss. There we are. Put these guys back before I misplace them, because that happens. Okay, so now we're just going to layer these on top, because they layer just so beautifully. Put that right like that. Apparently my goal is to use every bit of a different kind of adhesive I can tonight. Let's pull in some dimensionals, because why not? Go big or go home, right? Use them all. All right, so now we're going to put that right on there. Oh my word. It's perfect. I love this card. Let's turn that down just a little bit. Perfect, perfect. Isn't that pretty? So simple. I absolutely love it. Okay, so that's card number 1. Card number 2, I've already started, and you're going to see why I've already started it. We're weaving. So I ran a regular panel of the dots and spots die already, okay? Just a regular 4 by 5 1/4 panel of the dots and spots. And I wanted to make a rainbow. So the way I come up with my rainbow is I literally take my ink pads out and I line up a rainbow of colors. And so I have got Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Poppy Parade, Polished Pink, Gorgeous Grape, Orchid Oasis, and my last ones are Starry Sky. So I've cut 1/8 inch strips of each of these colors. I've got 2 of each of them so that I could, when I counted, there were 14 holes going this way. So I thought 2 of each color kind of seemed like a reasonable thing. So the way I did this is I literally used it like a string. So I'm going to tell you these ends here, I've got more bent up than these ends here are nice and straight because this is the end I fed through to start. So this leading end, I'm literally bending it just like I would with thread if I were to be threading or sewing. And I'm weaving each of them in and out, in and out, in and out. And I thought this was such a fun, we're always looking for like kids' birthday cards, right? What a fun birthday card. Well, and apparently I can't do this without and talk at the same time. These went really quick. But I can't do it whenever I'm talking to you. I think this one's just a little bit wider. I will tell you, when you're trimming, if you go just a scooch, like a line width narrower than an 1/8 inch, it works just a little bit better because obviously you're not fighting square peg round hole kind of situation. And so then just pull this through a bit more farther. And like I said, this one's it's a little thicker. There we go. And so that the icky edge is out. So then I started under, so now I'm going to start over and do the same thing where I'll bend the end of it a little bit because I can. It's going to get cut off. And my Starry Skies are just a little on the wide side. So that's why I'm fighting with it. Like I said, go a little narrower if you can. But I have them out already and I've started and it's all good. Great way to use up, when you make a card and you get that 1/4 inch piece, it's a great way to use up those 1/4 inch little strips of colored cardstock. All right, so we're going to pull that through just a little bit. So now I'm going to need to adhere these down. In comes the liquid glue. We're going to literally just put a teeny tiny dot. Maybe I should use glue dots so that I can make sure that I use every different kind of adhesive I can. I'm joking. Just a little teeny tiny dot. And when I say teeny tiny dot, I mean your little teeny tiny dot. Hold it down there for just a second. It'll stay. You don't need to go crazy on the adhesive. So I'm doing the ones on top and then I'll flip it over and I'll do the ones on the bottom. And honestly, I probably could do more than one at a time and hold them down all together. This would be a good one to listen to. I love to listen to audiobooks when I'm, you know what, they all ended up on top. I know what I'm doing. Got you guys fooled, don't I? They all end up on top on this side. This one's a very zen-like, it's kind of tedious, but it's not fussy cutting, which I cry about if I do it. Actually, I pat myself on the back if I'm fussy cutting. Let's get real. It's kind of like when you find something on sale at the store. I bought it on sale. Yeah, I fussy cut that. It's very exciting. Okay, so now we're going to hold those down just for a second. Got them all glued. Okay, and now we're going to do this side. This side did not end up on top every time. See, this is the first time I've actually made this card. I'm going to be honest with you. It's called Being Brave in front of people. I thought it was really, really beautiful, and I wanted to give it a try. And I love the way it's turning out so far. Really excited for it. I love colorful cards. I think spring is definitely in the air. We've all been cooped up for way too long. And we're ready for bright colors and sunshine and happy. And this card, I think, is going to be just the ticket. Fun, bright, happy, happy card. Okay, now let's flip it over and we're going to do the same on the back because they do need to be adhered on the back here. The side that I started needed to be attached also. So my advice for making your 1-inch strips is use a longer piece. That way you can bend up the ends a little bit if you want to make them the right size. Or to make the, you know, to get them through. I don't know which side I like. Oh, it's so fun. Isn't that just look cool? Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Stay down, guys. My Poppy Parade and my Orchid Oasis keep popping up. There we go. Okay. So here again, now we're just going to snip off these ends. And I was going to put this on a white card base, but I think I'm going to put it on a black card base because I think that is going to be way more striking. Is that not the prettiest thing ever? Oh, let's grab some black. I was, like I said, was going to do it on white, but nope. Nope, we're going for black today. So, let's see here. Here's my card base is not scored yet. So I had a piece of card base stock in my pack, 8.5 by 5.5, score down the middle at 4 1/4. I'm going to make sure it was 5.5. It sure was. Okay, fold and burnish that. For real. Is that not the coolest? Oh, I'm excited. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to add any ribbon or anything like that. I don't think it needs it. I think it would be too busy if I did that. So let's adhere this down. Oh, blue at the top, yellow at the bottom, I think. I think that's what we're going to do. So fun. And I was going to use the Something Fancy set, but that is just, I'm going to grab something different. I'm going to grab, because in my head, this is just a very cool kids card. I'm going to grab the Party Puffins. I just wanted a happy birthday sentiment that was more fun, more party-ish, right? So let's grab that one. Very cool. Oh, it's going to be cool. Let's grab, what do I got here? That's too wide. I'm going to cut this down. I'm literally grabbing scraps here, friends. I'm going to trim that down to 3/4 of an inch. There we go. And I think I'm going to put it this way so that I'm not covering up one solid color. Just like that. Let's grab it. Punch. we're going to grab my banners pick a punch, and I'm going to use this end right here. I'm sorry if you guys are scared of my thought process. I'm really kind of winging it at this point because I'm getting excited about this card. This is really cool. All right, so I'm using just basic black Memento ink, stamping this straight down, straight up. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And I think I'm going to trim it. I would have normally trimmed it along the edge of the white here. Could I trim it on the edge of the black? I could trim it on the edge of the black. Let's do that. So I am going to grab my dimensionals, which I just seen. Put 3 of them on the back there. And line that up right there. Oh my word. That is a cool birthday card. Maybe could have lined that with a black behind there. That might have been okay too. But for going on the fly, that's what we're gonna, I think that's pretty cool. Let's see here. You're the best. That's what I'm gonna put on the inside because it needs something on the inside. Just keep grabbing blocks. My basic black again. I don't like the way that that printed. I scuffed it off there on this side just in case I had something on my stamp that was making it not have a good impression. So I'm out of that one, but I got another. Don't worry. I'm not going to make you watch me change it at the very, very end of the show. Put it the right direction, because otherwise that's not good. All right. Oh my word. That turned out so cool. I love that. This is the, like I said, it's the Dots and Spots die. It's in the annual catalog. It's coming into the new annual catalog. This is a good one. Love this die. There's my other card. Super simple. Just put some strips behind it. Makes beautiful, beautiful cards. So I'm going to flip the camera around, say goodbye. I hope you guys all have a super wonderful Easter. I hope you enjoyed the card ideas that I shared tonight. Have a great Easter. Get some crafting in. Enjoy spring. It's here. It's here. I'm telling you, it's here. That's my determination. That's about it. Have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.